Hey guys, I'm notoriously bad at examples, but these are good, pretty simple examples. Just give me a little bit of time to get my thoughts together. So, shot number 1A, we're going to call it. Put the one ball right there. Good shot, Dave. Thanks. Shot number 2A. Put the 2 ball right there. Easy examples, but they're supposed to be. That one was a little bit harder than the first one. This one, shot number 3A, is a little bit harder than the other two. Cut the 3 there. Not tough shots for anybody that wants to consider themselves decent at all. I'm a right-handed player. I could reach every one of those shots. Easily reach every one of those shots. If I get this shot and I'm a right-handed player, now I'm faced with this shot, which I would call shot 1B. There are an awful lot of players that they really struggle with this. They struggle with this shot. They're getting the bridge. Some people are just trying to really stretch out. Although I don't think it's possible for somebody at my height here. There's some top players that are doing this bullshit here. When I was first learning how to play pool, I'd probably have gotten a bridge on the shot. So I was go to shot 2, but now we're on to shot 2B. Right-handed, I can reach this shot, but I'm really quite stretched out. And there's a chance I could miss it because I'm so stretched out. Now let's go to shot 3C. Cut the 3 there. Okay, can't reach it as a right-handed player. In a case like this, back in the olden days, I'm probably getting a bridge. I suck. I got horrible shape. I'm gonna try to get the bridge. Luckily, I have a bridge right over here already for my video, and I'm gonna do something like this. I'm on the shot line. I can see it kind of, even though it's 1,000 miles away. There's a big part of me, because I happen to stand so far away, that I want to check and make sure I know where those balls are, and make sure. Unfortunately, I can't hold the binoculars and the bridge and the cue all at the same time. But this is what I would have done in the olden days. But it annoyed me. Because A, you got to go all the way over there and get the bridge in this case. And B, I'm standing way the hell back here. I'm not up close to the shot at all. I'm hoping that even back then when I had younger eyes, my eyes were so old. And then, I guess C, this motion with the bridge is not, well, it's not the same as this motion. And for me, I don't have nearly as good of speed control, things like that, doing this throwing motion with the bridge as I do with this underhand motion. I just don't. So I decided at a pretty young age that I was going to try to become at least halfway decent shooting with my opposite hand, shooting with my left hand as my grip hand, as opposed to this. Y'all know what I mean there. So that way, when I get on a shot like this one, then all I have to do is shoot the damn ball in. Then I get on a shot like this too, A little bit tougher shot, but I can reach it left-handed. I'm not sure, Chad. I'm not contorted or whatever. The only thing really weird about this shot for me is I'm shooting with this arm instead of this arm. That's the weird part about it. And I'll talk about the vision a little bit too. Vision is always a little bit weird. I have this shot on the 3, and now I have the ability to kind of maybe shoot left-handed. I don't have to stretch it. I don't have to get my bridge and my binoculars out to see this. I'm right up on it. I can reach a shot fairly well. Sometimes I can even make it. And there we go. So this is good. There are an awful lot of shots that I cannot reach comfortably shooting right-handed. Almost every one of those shots I can reach very easily left-handed. Just have to make the ball. And it's tougher to make the shot with the opposite hand. But just like, when I started playing like normal pool, I had to practice stuff. It didn't all just come naturally, not for me and probably not for most people. I had to practice it. So I do practice shooting left-handed quite a bit because I don't want to have to go get the damn bridge. That's part laziness and part just that I don't want to be back here doing this. I don't want to be 1,000 miles away from the shot. I want to be up on the shot shooting. So when I first started trying to learn how to shoot left-handed, it was Efren Reyes was like a big inspiration for me. Efren is not indistinguishable when he shoots right-handed versus left-handed, but he shoots pretty damn good left-handed. He shoots better left-handed than I've ever shot right-handed. A person that I believe is, as far as I'm concerned, indistinguishable is Ronnie O'Sullivan. He might say, no, he sucks left-handed. But for me, I've seen a man make a lot of 100-ball breaks in snooker shooting left-handed. And he's just phenomenal. But he had to work on it. People have to work on stuff. And what I'm talking about here is not special cases like, there have been a lot of people that like, Johnny Mora had an injury, or he had a problem where Johnny is very left eye dominant, but he was shooting right-handed, and the way he had to position his head to get his dominant eye somewhat over the cue, it was causing him some issues. So he switched and became a world-class player shooting left-handed. He was a world-class player right-handed. Now he's a world-class player left-handed. Very impressed. A more extreme example would be, I know there are several people that they will have a stroke. And not like a pool stroke, but like the medical condition stroke, and lose basically half their body, either temporarily or permanently. If I had a stroke and it paralyzed my right side, or at least severely impaired my right side, then I would probably be switching full-time to shooting left-handed and hope I got decent enough at it to where I didn't stink up the place every time I went in. Luckily, I'm not faced with that dilemma. What I'm faced with is the fact that I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8" if the moon is directly overhead. And there are going to be a lot of shots, like one of these examples, that as a right-handed person, if I did not have the ability to shoot left-handed at all, my choices are to do this bullshit that I already said I'm not going to do, or to go get a bridge, or if I don't know, shoot something else. I was thinking about this shot down here earlier. I didn't try it, but it looked pretty darn good. So I got this shot here, and because I've been practicing my left-handed stuff, I can reach it and see it and maybe even make it. But there are a lot of times where I might You just try to four-rail the ball in. Yep, and that might be a good way to get your thumbs broken, but it was still kind of cool. I thought that ball looked like it was lined up. When I first started trying to learn left-handed stuff, of course, this is a weird thing. It feels weird, even though my left arm knows how to bend just like my right arm does. Everything felt weird. Got used to it or getting used to it. Probably always be getting used to it. The oddest things for me were, first thing was making a bridge with my right hand. I would either have the world's loosest bridge or I would have a death grip on the cue. Nothing ever felt right. Where this feels right, guess what? The shaft sliding through my fingers and it's still fairly tight and all that. But over here, no, it still looks pretty bad. A lot of times shooting left-handed, if I can, if the rail will let me, I'll just have an open bridge. Because that makes it not feel quite as weird as it would if I did that. The other thing that, I tried for a while there was, I had this idea that shooting right-handed and shooting left-handed should be identical, like just a mirror image of each other. So actually, I would set up a camera just like you're up there right now and line up right-handed and take a picture. And then line up left-handed and take a picture. And the thinking was I could just, use Photoshop or whatever, and they'd be identical. They're not even close. When I shoot right-handed, I kind of look like I know what I'm doing sometimes. When I shoot left-handed, I look like I've never seen a pull cue or a pull table or balls or anything before. Clumsy as hell. And that's fine, I guess. I'm not trying to switch permanently. I'm just trying to just make some shots every now and then. The center of my vision is just to the right. It's like underneath my right nostril. And so I'm just used to, over the years, that's where the cue is. It's underneath my right nostril. If I wanted to do the whole mirror image thing, that would mean I have to put the cue under my left nostril. And that doesn't work. So I have to move my head more to get it over where it's supposed to be. And the vision always looks weird. Probably the weirdest thing for me about trying to shoot left-handed is no shot has ever looked right left-handed. No shot has ever looked correct. They all look like they're going to miss. And over the years, I guess I've gotten to the point where, this looks like it's going to miss. The last 10 shots that I made, and they all looked exactly as wrong. So just kind of learn to trust it. When I shoot a shot left-handed, because I'm just doing this motion, not this one with the bridge, I have better speed control, better motor control. I can do things. If all I had to do in life right now was just make this 5-ball, world, championship of the world, make the 5. That's all I had to do. I might go get the bridge. Because I can make a shot with slightly higher regularity with a bridge. I just can. Even though I had the binoculars out and all that, I just can. But if I had to shoot the 5 and draw back for the 14, no way in hell I'm going to use the bridge on that shot. Because I can't do it. I don't get a good enough stroke going like this. So if I'm going to shoot this and try to drop back for the 14, again, it looks weird. It looks like I'm going to miss by 100 miles. I didn't get very good draw. I got plenty of spin, though. Did you see that? I'm going to shoot that again. We're going to shoot that one again. I know I can draw back to the other rail, just not every time. Still got a lot of spin, though. That's the vision thing, and the fact that I am shooting with, the wrong hand. I am doing it. I think what I've always said was, when it comes to shooting with the opposite hand, I'm probably better than most pool players are shooting with their opposite hand. But that doesn't mean I'm any damn good, okay? I'm not standing here saying I'm any good at it. I'm saying I'm probably better than your average pool player at shooting with the opposite hand because I worked at it. And everybody that wants to do it, I think it's a fantastic thing to be able to do. To be able to shoot with your opposite hand, where you can reach the shots. You're not stretched out. You're not contorted behind your back or any crap like that. You don't have to go get a bridge. You just swap hands and shoot. I have to watch myself a lot because when I'm down here in my basement, nobody cares. I certainly don't. But I have to watch myself a lot in my competition that if I'm coming across this shot here in my basement, I'm probably just going to just do this and switch over here and see what happens. I don't want to do that in competition quite as readily. If I get on a shot that is just a little bit contorted, I can probably deal with it. It's only when I have the shots that are very contorted that I really have to start rethinking what do I want to do? Do I want to stretch out? Do I want to get the bridge? If I'm coming across this shot in competition, I'm probably going to switch hands. I really probably am going to switch hands. And I'm not saying I should. I'm saying that's just probably what I'm going to do. But I feel pretty comfortable with this shot where I can bridge comfortably, I can reach it and everything. We'll see if I can see it and stroke it correctly. That's probably what I'm going to do. The last thing I'm just going to say is, I don't remember the 100% exact layout that I had on this, but I was playing in the finals of a tournament a couple years ago. It was 8-ball. And we might have to pretend there's an 8 somewhere. Oh, I just love it when I'm not prepared. Yeah, there, last place I'll look. So playing 8-ball, if I am playing down here in my basement and I've got this situation, I'm solid playing 8-ball, I'm just going to just do this. Because I'm pretty sure I can make the 5 and I have better speed control doing this, even though it's the wrong hand, than I would doing this. But in the situation in that tournament, in the finals of the damn tournament, it was the finals. I got the same shot. I got that shot, and I looked at it. My first instinct was, I just shoot it left-handed. But I didn't. I went and I got my bridge, and I put it together, and I actually told my opponent, hey, I would normally shoot this left-handed, but I'm showing you a great deal of respect by having to go and do this, because I am going to be better at making the 5 with the bridge. I'm not going to be as good at speed control and stuff with the bridge, but I'm still going to be better at just making the ball. I want to correct that. I don't want to be better with the bridge than I am left-handed. I want to never need a bridge again. Sell all my bridges. Don't need them. I'm not to that point, and I may never get to that point. The whole point of this whole video is that I think it's a fantastic thing to be able to do, to be able to shoot with your opposite hand, to make a shot easier to reach, or even just flat out possible to reach. I think you can get a better stroke. I can get a better stroke left-handed than I can with a bridge. I'm closer to the shot than I am with a bridge. I just think it's a good thing. I know some top players. Well, I've seen a bunch of top players on pay-per-view and stuff, and I know Tony. Tony's one of these behind-the-back people. Almost never uses bridge. Almost never shoots left-handed. Of course, he's pretty damn tall, so he doesn't have the same issue that I have. But I know a lot of players that would have had some of those examples I showed there, and they're just going to go grab the bridge. Because the concept of shooting left-handed is not something, well, it's not something they've ever even really tried, I think they just decided, well, I'm right-handed, so therefore I can't do this. Guess what? I really think a lot of people, they can do this. That's what I think. I'm going to stop this video before I start to yammer too much. That's all I was just trying to get at, is it's a good thing to be able to shoot with your opposite hand when you need to. Not talking about full time. That's a completely different subject, and I'm not qualified to speak about it because I'm not one of those people. But when you need to, instead of stretching out and being contorted right-handed or getting the bridge right-handed, maybe sometimes you can just shoot it opposite hand. And you might be a better player because you have that ability. Certainly don't think you'd be worse, but you might be better. Thanks, guys.